welcome to the dignitaries, faculties, and my dear students. I, Melita Fernandes, Assistant Professor in the Department of Information Technology, would like to start with a brief introduction of our keynote speaker, Mr. Yash Singh, for the NCON on how IoT has changed the world, organized by Department of Information Technology and Computer Science of Thakur Shyamnarayan Degree College. Mr. Yash Singh envisioned Grey Group in 2015 as a means to exponentially expand his conventionally run family-managed foundry business. He leads Greycast Founders, CEO, and Amar Founders Private Limited Director, with manufacturing competencies in manufacturing and exports of metal castings for various oil, gas, and petrochemical equipment manufacturers. At 25, he was also the youngest chairman of Institute of Indian Foundrymen, Greater Mumbai chapter, the youngest chairman in the 70 years of the said institute, which is the apex body of the foundry industry in the country. In March 2021, he was granted with a patent for his invention of a new titanium-based alloys. In the year 2020, he founded a new startup, Grey Safety Tools Private Limited, for the marketing and distribution of these non-sparkling tools manufactured using the new patented titanium alloy. During COVID lockdown, he also has been successful in filling another patent in the oil and gas industry and has been able to solve numerous problems which are acquainted in the valves used in the refineries since the patent is still under process. He has also been awarded with the prestigious Young Foundryman of the Year award at the Indian Foundry Congress at New Delhi in 2018. With this, I will now request Yash Singh sir to share his thoughts with our audience.
Hello my dear friends at Thakur College. This is me Yash Singh, and I would like to really thank and extend my gratitude towards all of you for inviting me over to this national e-conference on information of things and how it changed the world. And I would like to thank the organizing committee, Shri VK Singh, Shri Rajesh Singh, our dear principal Dr. Sharad Phulari, and the entire BSc and computer science and IT faculty for organizing this. So what I understand right now is that for the next rest of the days we'll have session on blockchain, healthcare, analytics, cybersecurity, and a vast array of things what Internet of Things does. And I would like to tell you about a bit about what I do as well. So before we proceed, I would like to introduce myself as Yash Singh, the founder of Grey Group of Industries. So conventionally my family was into the business of iron and steel manufacturing business. And what we do right now is that we manufacture investment castings for quite a lot of critical parts. Since a lot of you are engineering students, you would understand what castings are, right? So this is a hardcore heavy engineering industry which does a lot of government jobs and everything. So over the last few years I've been able to get a patent for an import substitute product which is used for oil and gas sector. So this is a startup which I launched after I joined the business, and this was a forward integration, but it was an independent organization altogether. So what do the oil and gas sector do? They use beryllium alloy, which is imported and is expensive and hazardous to the health of the user. So what we introduced with our company is a cost-effective, safer option, and that's how the company, the startup of Grey Safety Tools, for which I am the founder of, launched. And I'm glad to say that in the last 2 years, the brand, Grey brand, has been taking almost 95% of all the tenders which has been floated by the refineries, oil and gas refineries like Indian Oil, BPCL, HPCL, GAIL, ONGC, you name it. So for non-sparking tools, which has been this has been the fastest growing industry which anyone has seen, the company which we have established in the oil and gas sector. It's a very niche market. And even during the lockdown which we had, we were able to get 12 distributors on board. from India, Middle East, Canada, Northern America, Russia. And in India, we were able to break these cartels of distributors and importers who used to rig prices with the government and used to inflate the cost of these non-sparking tools which are used in refineries. So, what I would like to bring into consideration is that innovation is something which can come at any point from any industry. So, keep your horizons open. Like, don't just focus on that. A lot of times I speak to engineers, like, they believe that Internet of Things, IoT, could be used only for gaming or virtual reality or robotics. The appliance of this technology in industry 4.0 is vast. So. Like I said, the amount of innovation which we do in our company is huge, and we have been using IoT extensively. I have been able to file 2 patents on the way, including a global patent on titanium alloy manufacturing. In fact, in 2018, I was awarded with the Young Foundryman of the Year award at the 60th Indian Institute of Foundrymen Congress at New Delhi, which is the apex body and a very prestigious organization in our industry. And I am also the chairman for Institute of Indian Foundrymen right now. When I was elected, I was 25 years old. After me, the youngest was 43 years old, and it's a 95-year-old institute, I must say. And you might think, why am I even talking about all of this? It's to set a precedent of what I'm going to say next. I was not trained into engineering. So anytime anyone asks me, how are you running a hardcore heavy engineering industry without any technical education? My response to them is quite simple. I ask them, do you have to be a pilot to run an airline company? Hell no, right? You need to have the acumen and the vision. Like we talk about vaccinating everyone. The founder of Serum Institute of India, the #1 manufacturer of vaccines in the world, Mr. Cyrus Poonawalla, was not a pharmacist or a science student. He was a BCom student. You look at the biggest generic medicine machinery manufacturer or generic medicine manufacturer, Sun Pharma. The founder, Dilip Sangvi, the CEO, he was not a pharmacist or a chemical engineer. He was a BCom. But he can yet give any pharmacist a run for his money on this planet. So what I'm trying to deliver is that you need to have the acumen and the vision if you want to do something. If you want to step into entrepreneurship or any kind of industry with using IoT, you need to have deep knowledge. It could be like, you can't say that I'm a IT BSc IT, I'm a computer science student. How am I going to achieve this? It's just about getting all the people together and the acumen and the vision. So I used to travel a lot. I had the opportunity of traveling to Japan, going to the Toyota factory. So it's a world class factory of 45 acres in this city called Nagoya in Japan. It would be very interesting for me to share an observation that the entire factory did not have one single inspection department. You imagine such a big brand of car manufacturers, Toyota, not even a single inspector or a quality manager on shop floor. This is something which we learn in engineering and later on in MBA, that you need to have quality checkpoints very strong. But there's a lot of intercultural learning also. So my next point towards which I would like to deliver to you is that you have to travel extensively. Irrespective of whether you're looking for a Internet of Things application for an industry in India, you also have to look at how other countries, how other cultures, how other provinces are acquiring it and establishing it in their own ways. So coming back to the Toyota factory which I had visited. So there was not a single quality inspector. What they used to do, how they used to manage their quality and inspection. So the worker from the shop floor of a previous department would first check all the material which has been processed by the previous worker, and then only he would proceed with the operation. So, this entire system is known as Toyota Production System. We learn it in MBA colleges as TPM. But what do we understand from this? Whatever you're trying to establish, could be a project, could be a business, could be a startup, you have to identify what are these waste. What they identified is that the inspection department is a waste. Like they call it Mura. Mura means waste in Japanese. So we have to identify these kind of wastes in our own projects and our thing, and how these non-value adding things can be eliminated from the system. And one major thing which we should also focus on as youngsters with the kind of technology which we have is how we can attract global customers to India, how we can add value to them. I come from a very medium scale industry, and I interact with a lot of similar sized businesses. What I have realized is that they run away from adding value. Like, if there's an industrial manufacturing setup, they will run away from machining or any kind of plating or even assembly or any complex testing of the parts. Can we add values there, as you guys, as the young engineers who would be later on getting into startups or maybe having your own startup? Can you add these kind of values to leverage on the global market demand which is out there right now? Because see, sentiments against China right now is very bad. We don't need to build any capacities or everything. India has a lot of capacity. Okay, this is a myth that we do not have a lot of infrastructure and this thing. Our capacity is there, but how can we leverage it? Because the capacity is scattered. If you look at from heavy engineering perspective, there are best machining guys in Coimbatore. You have the best die makers in Rajkot and Kolhapur. You have the best assembly, plasma welding, testing guys in Pune. Can we showcase our country as one entire complete setup, one-stop solution for our global potential customers? I've just spoken for my industry. You have to identify what industry do you want to get into with IoT. Like, could be blockchain, could be healthcare, could be cyber security, gaming, schooling and hotel F&B business is a very big industry right now where IoT is being used extensively. Industry 4.0, a lot of these manufacturing industries. So the point is not to just have building capacities. How can your technology help a global player coming to India understand the geography of India and connecting all the suppliers and vendors who are there? This is a void which needs to be filled, and we could fill it. We let's face it, we do not have the infrastructure or the capital or money like China to beat a machinery like them. No, but we can collaborate to showcase our global customers that we are the masters of networking. In India, we work in clusters. Can we build that supply chain which China is offering at one single location? Can we divide them and bring down the logistics cost for them? Now, this is the new world order where we are sitting in after the Corona pandemic. And this new world order is all about collaborations. It's not about expansion. What I spoke about right now is the OPEX model. So there is a business model where there are operational expenses and not just capital expenses. Like, how the Uber and the Oyos of the world are doing it. They're not putting in new cars or new hotels on the road. They're just connecting the existing ones. We don't need to employ our funds or capital at one go to start a business. We need to build a network of suppliers so strong, a quality checkpoint so bulletproof, to showcase the world that India is really competitive. And the world order is changing as we speak. Can we look for OPEX model, how Uber and Oyo and Flipkart have done it for core industries, like steel, plastic, textiles. That's where Internet of Things can come in. Collectively, can we help these small scale MSMEs attain scalability and global visibility? That's where we as youngsters come into the picture. Instead of building a factory and then adding 10%, 15% capacity year on year, can we help a factory owner or a businessman or a sourcing company create this kind of vast network wherein they can actually attract global talent and increase exports? Because exports, bringing in dollars for the country, is the biggest service which you can do, and it's the place where you'll have the most amount of profit if you want to get into business, that is. So what I am talking about, I have an analogy to share here. I believe a lot of you watch Shark Tank, the show on HBO. You might find it disgusting, but I have a theory, like, how people, startup owners, identify and they glamorize themselves to be sharks in Shark Tank. But we don't have to be sharks. We have to be cockroaches. Please don't be disgusted, like I said. Like, have you seen cockroaches? They are adaptable. They change according to times. They were there even before dinosaurs, and they will be there even after a nuclear war. They act collectively, and their decision making is always so synchronized. They are the truest sense of what we call in management a lean organization. So let's be cockroaches, guys. Let's not be disgusted. When we have to defeat and beat an elephant like China, we have to think different. We can't, act on the same roadmap. Our generation has been really lucky to see the shift in India for manufacturing of core industries from number 4 to number 3, and right now it's number 2 manufacturer in the world collectively. Now it's upon us to make it number 1. These are exciting time, guys. Let's look at our global opportunities. It's time. Times are tough right now. Okay, it's going to be tough even if you're going to job market, trying to start a business or whatever. But we have to think different. Save cash. Don't take any debts alone. Rather build strong collaborations, synergies, like we call network, with the existing capacity which is out there. And these are my closing remarks. How after every recession you should read about in the history, be it the 2008 recession, the global meltdown, or the 2001 startup bubble crash, or the 79 bust, or even the Great Depression. After every depression, after every such recession, there is a big upswing. There's a big boom. So we had a big recession during COVID right now. There will be a lot more opportunities to generate cash because people will be spending a lot more than ever before. And this time India, we as youngsters better be prepared to leverage on it. Let's see how we collaborate, use each other's core competencies to project ourselves as global leaders, as an industry, as a nation. As in youngsters, we have done everything to see the shift from number 2 to number 1. We have to do everything in both value and volume. Let's be cockroaches, guys. Let's survive. Thank you so much again for having me over. I would like to thank the management of Thakur Shyamnarayan Degree College for getting me here and inviting me here. And I hope you guys have a great day ahead, fantastic day ahead. Thank you very much. Good day. Thank you.